The network of African medical librarians is basically a group of people that are former National Library of Medicine associates. This type of fellowship enables you to go to the US and spend 1 year at that particular institution. And then after we all came back, we decided that we needed to put our training to use by improving access to health information on the African continent. And by improving information, we thought we could use various things that we learned from the National Library of Medicine so that we can enhance that access through either training, developing training modules, and various activities that will enable us to reach that goal.
Enhancing capabilities of medical librarians in Africa. The people to tell you about this, the experts, are the librarians themselves. First, please hear this, a word from my longtime colleague, Nelson Sewan Kambo.
The role of library and information access excites me greatly. I cannot imagine a successful academic institution that is involved in medical education that does not link up with the library and information access.
Involving the librarians, because really if you are to create lifelong learners, they must learn how to search for information, how to evaluate information if they find it, and how to report their experiences or their research or whatever they do. So the library, I think, needs to be put at the core, at the center, and not be seen as a place where information is stored.
It actually started back in 2004. We have a postgraduate training program at the National Library of Medicine that for a year we bring recent library school graduates to spend time at the National Library of Medicine, learning how the library operates. We decided that we would focus on sub-Saharan Africa. And the thought along the way came up that when this cadre of librarians, however many there were that had been to the National Library of Medicine, went back to their countries, they would begin to build a network, which became the Network of African Medical Librarians. Now, we had 5 associates. Nancy was our first international associate. She came for a year.
Hello, I am Nancy Kamau. I'm the Deputy University Librarian, Kenya Methodist University.
Grace.
Hello, my name is Grace Ajun. I'm a medical librarian at Ilatunde Odeku Medical Library, College of Medicine, University of Ibadan.
Christine was early on.
Hello, my name is Christine Omima Kanyengo. I'm the Deputy University Librarian at the University of Zambia.
Abdaan.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Abdaan. Je suis bibliothécaire à la faculté de médecine de Bamako et en même temps enseignant assistant au département de santé publique de la même faculté.
We had Cristina Horta from Mozambique.
Boas-vindas. Sou Cristina Horta, bibliotecária de Ciências de Saúde de Moçambique.
I think when one spends a year at the National Library of Medicine, because it is a well-resourced institution, there are a lot of resources, there's a lot of expertise, and even up to this moment, I'm still tapping into that resource to help some of my users. But I think critically what you find is that when you come back after the fellowship, you realize that librarians have a much bigger role than what one thought. It's not just books, it's not just journals, but I think the focus is more on information so that every user that you are supposed to serve has that particular information delivered to them. For us as librarians, we always speak information, and our role is to support our researchers, our writers, our editors in various aspects of the publishing process.
The network currently comprises 8 member countries, and these are Kenya, Mali, Mozambique,
Nigeria, Uganda, Zambia, and Zimbabwe.
First, we developed a training manual titled Finding, Organizing, and Using Health Information.
The manual has 7 modules that are adapted for different audiences and is available free online. The librarian created lessons in information retrieval. He created bibliography course for undergraduate students in library studies. He teaches Masters of Public Health students information access and retrieval skills. He also conducts training workshops on scientific writing.
And in Kenya, the manual has been used at the Kenya Methodist University for designing information literacy modules for the entire university, training first-year medical students in information searching and retrieval skills, training sessions on effective use of electronic resources, and reference management for postgraduate students.
At the University of Ibadan in Nigeria at College of Medicine, the manual has been adopted to teach medical students information searching and retrieval skills. The Ilatunde Odeku Medical Library has training sessions on information searching skills, use of bibliographic management tools such as EndNote and Zotero for graduate and undergraduate students, faculty, and health workers.
And how about in Uganda? At the Makerere University College of Health Sciences, we adopted the manual to conduct training sessions for journal editors, authors, and researchers, and we also used it during this year's Information and Competence Management course that was developed by the Makerere University Library in 2005. And the topics that were covered were information sources, information retrieval skills, and reference management.
At the library, I have been involved in training academic staff in information searching skills and information searching tools such as Medline and Inari. The purpose of this training is to assist in accessing and retrieving relevant information.
I have been working closely with resident doctors. I've had to help them to search for information, particularly those that help them with putting evidence into practice. And what really is of interest to me is making sure that they know where to search for information. If they want to apply evidence in practice, they know that the Cochrane Library is there for them and that the clinical evidence is there, and all these resources are available to them free through Hinari.
I've had challenges with students who come to me after their research proposals have been rejected at the Institutional Research Board because their references are messed up, they are not well organized, and their citations are not consistent. So they come to me and I train them, and most of them have come back to me to thank me after their proposals have been approved by the research boards.
And also the other skills that we've been teaching the students is on how they can utilize the information that they have gotten from the various resources that are available in an appropriate way in their research process.
In terms of training on undergraduate students, the faculty and postgraduates, we have considerably used the manual which was created by this network on finding, organizing, and using health information. And we've used it to teach information literacy for undergraduates and at the University of Zimbabwe.
Usually people will tell you that the medical librarians or just librarians in general, their role is just to keep books, making sure that the books are nicely shelved on their bookshelves. But I think the role has really changed. Our role is to support teaching, to support research, and to support healthcare.
The production of this manual into short videos is without doubt a splendid idea, as this will enable wider dissemination of this information to health information professionals as well as the health providers. I would like to commend the network of medical librarians for a job well done. The different geographical locations notwithstanding, that is West Africa, East Africa, and South Africa, the completion of a manual of this magnitude is a clear sign of dedication and passion of what one is doing. Kudos and keep it up. This manual will be available on the AHILA website, that is www.ahila.org, as well as YouTube. And I would like to urge all AHILA members to embrace this invaluable wealth of information.
In recalling the earlier days of this group, remind everyone, and some of the new folks might not be aware, this project to create digital repositories for health came from you.
The challenges are so enormous. Some of them are system challenges, institutional challenges. And then we have challenge with electricity supply. When you are dealing with electricity, is an issue. And then when the power is on, the internet is down. Every day there is one problem or the other.
So the challenges, we have had staff turnover quite a bit when somebody has been trained and now they are able to do whatever you expect them to do. They move out. They get a better job or a better pay.
So the institutional infrastructure is very poor. So we have to rely on partners such as the one who is helping the malaria research project, and also to rely on initiatives such as Maliran.
Many projects, particularly projects in our countries, they operate on a silo approach, where an institution has got a small grant or whatever grant, they think of implementing that grant without involving other important key stakeholders.
Normally in this scholarly communication platform, we use what we call persistent identifiers. So each digital object should have a persistent identifier, which means that it's unique to that resource. So even if the server moves around, you can still resolve to get to that. And I think those who worked in the library, they know about link resolvers. That's basically the similar kind of concept. Coming to the maintenance, it was separated between the IT and the library. So the IT people, they understand their hardware, their network, their software. They don't know about how this space manages users, manages ingestion. So that is done with the library.
At the University of Ibadan, we are taking home how they've been able to put in place a single license for their repository, which has been a real issue for us.
One of the things that we are intending to do is, the first thing is that we want to increase the number of items in our pilot DHL.
There is a lot of information in Kenya in health, and it's isolated. Each university has its own, and I think the future is to be able to bring all this information together.
In Mali, now so we worked and pushed small by small. Now we have a better internet connection to the library. So we had a fiber optic connection hooked to the main university backbone.
Sensitize policymakers. That is the main thing, and researchers. But policymakers, if your policymakers cannot support you, you will never succeed.
And the policymakers and the deans and the provosts and all those people, they don't drop out. They become even more important because they're the ones that need to see how well it's working, how much the faculty likes it, how much users in other places like it. And, you know, we found with the Malaria Network, pretty much everyone found a way to support it.
I don't really think there'll be much problems in terms of sustainability. And of course, we are engaging other stakeholders within the College of Health Sciences and see how they'll be able to support the project. Currently, our principal, College of Health Sciences, is very supportive of this project.
We shall continue with the digitization and archiving the process, which will be an ongoing. Whether the project comes to an end or not, digitization and the archiving at the Medical Library, University of Zambia will continue because we have the ability, we have the capacity to carry on.
Having a mentorship component of this project is key. We cannot just do but without mentoring our younger colleagues to carry on from where we are.
This digital health repository, we hope that it extends beyond the funding period. So some of perhaps best practice or interventions that might be implemented in one country may equally be able to be implemented in another part of the world.
The work that remains now is to enhance what we have done so that it is much more visible to the wider audience and possibly invite more people to join the activities that we are doing.
We have to come together, we have to identify our problems, we have to identify possible solutions and work together towards implementing those solutions.
I believe that with this network we are poised to do great things, and I think the technology now is much easier, so there is nothing that we set our minds to achieve that we will not be able to achieve.
3 paradigms of development. The first one is colonial, and all the arrows are going down. That means, somebody comes from the US and says, okay, you guys go out in the field and do this collection for me, and then takes that information away, publishes it, and the people back where that research was done never see the results of it. And you are a key intervention in helping make that research come back and serve the people. The second paradigm is the NGO paradigm, which is well intended, but often the arrows are going all over the place. It's confused, and there's not a targeted purpose. And the third, and I think, in my opinion, the most successful paradigm when it happens is a collegial one where the arrows are coming together and you're really working with each other, all of us working with one another, no matter where we come from. And that can be part of the South-South collaboration as well. So now we'll leave you to your deliberations. Know that for myself, I will still be working in Africa, and I will still be on projects, mostly with students. And I look forward to hearing about your triumph, and know that it will be. Mark said it so well. You're doing it.